What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in today. I have a real exciting unboxing to dig into for you. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you, and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. Let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you and what you're carrying. So we have a knife coming in from Kizer. Huge thank you to them for sending this in, and I'm real stoked. It looks like they have new packaging as well. But this is a new release for, I believe, the month of August. And this is a knife I'm real excited about. I've never got to handle this knife in particular, especially with this locking mechanism. So when I saw what this was and realized what it was and what it says there on the very end with the clutch lock, I was stoked because I didn't know that this was coming. And I am stoked. The clutch lock, if you don't know, is the best crossbar lock in the entire knife industry. It is adjustable. It has been refined to the gills. It is just, it's the best. You can make it nice and light opening for people who might like a softer deployment, and you can make it nice and strong for people who prefer a stout deployment. We're going to be looking at that beautiful drop point blade. It's going to be coming in that beautiful Nitro V steel, and based on the materials and the steel, this is going to be kind of in the middle range for their price point. I'm going to guess we got a, is that a, no, that's a solid, is that solid carbon fiber or Nitro V blade satin G10 carbon fiber? Okay, so there's there's G10 underneath this laminate, but this is some good looking laminate. This isn't that kind of funky looking stuff. This is a silver twill laminate, and it's still carbon fiber. It's just not a thick piece of carbon fiber. So I'm cool with that. It looks like it's really good quality. I like that. It's got that silver twill look to it. And then we have these black thumb studs here with black hardware, crossbar lock, and liners, along with their deep carry pocket clip. We have a, what is that? Is that a steel? So we got a steel backspacer in there. I'm surprised they didn't go aluminum there. Maybe to balance it out a little bit. And then you can see in there we have some nice triangular milling for weight relief. This is not a heavy knife by any means. It feels good, but it's definitely on the lighter weight side of things. But I love that they decided to go with a satin finish blade on this. It looks really, really good. Ooh, baby, this is nice. I've never got to handle the Assassin before. I might have handled the, is there an XL Assassin? We'll get our Issuing Stitches Hank out here and take a look what it might look like in the pocket there for you. And there won't be much of this poking out. Maybe like an 1/8 of an inch or so, not much at all. Kizer standard pocket clips, what you see here, are phenomenal. They work really well as far as carry goes, and they're ergonomic. They feel good in the hand. No hot spots from that pocket clip. Love this thing. This is almost like a version of the Drop Bear at this point. Very similar to the Drop Bear with that crossbar lock. A little bit different in the butt end. And sure enough, I do have a Drop Bear here that we can kind of compare them with. But let's see what kind of edge they put on this Nitro V. And it's awesome. Kizer is, I've said it before, if you are not new here, then you've heard me say it many times. But, or before at least, Kizer uses more steels in their pocket knives and fixed blade knives than almost anyone. I would say more than like 99% of companies out there, Kizer uses more steels. The only other company I think that really can even put their name up there with the amount of steels that Kizer uses is probably Spyderco. But I won't go over all the steels, but if you're interested in knowing, go over to their website, and they have everything from D2, N690, 154, S30V. The list is very, very long. And they've added Nitro V recently, which is awesome. And it's awesome because it's a good steel, but it's affordable too. So this knife is going to be very affordable. It's got that awesome crossbar lock, the clutch lock. Let's take a look at this thing up against. Okay, I do see you're wrong. You're wrong, G-Ball. They are close, but they're not quite. They are different enough to. They're very different in the butt end, which I thought. They do have a nice little chamfer area here, both. But the main difference is going to be that blade shape, where the drop bear is more of that spear point, like damn near a spear point. It's a drop point. They are similar, but they definitely have their differences. Love that the drop bear has that jimping extended. That would have done this thing some justice as well. This is much more expensive, though, right here. But there are more affordable versions of the drop bear. This might be the most expensive one right here. But this is broken in very well. And you can just see how well that crossbar lock, that clutch lock will break in. And this one has a very, very good deployment. I'm going to guess typically they ship them with it in the middle, and there's at least 3 different spots. There's 3 or 4, I think, like low, medium, and high, basically, as far as the strength in there. You know, you can make it lighter, you can make it medium, which I believe that's where this is, and then you can make it nice and strong. I typically, if I'm, feeling froggy and I want to disassemble something, which isn't very often anymore, I'll pick a Kizer and take these apart, clean everything, and then I'll change the Omega springs in there and make them stronger, because it just feels so good with those strong springs. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I ever changed this one. I definitely will someday. But yeah, if you're looking for a premium, awesome EDC knife, the drop bear is definitely up there on my list in that LMAX and Arctic, what is that? Arctic Storm, something like that. Fat Carbon Arctic Storm. And the awesome thing, or the next awesome thing about Kizer and their line of knives, is they always include extra hardware. And in the case of the Assassin here being the clutch lock, they send you with another pair of Omega springs. So you don't got to worry about going and, if something were to happen, which I've never had a set of Omega springs break. I'm not saying that they don't, but I have probably 40 or 50 crossbar locking knives with Omega springs, and some of them I have really used. For instance, this bug out right here I've had for 5 or 6 years, and I have flipped the piss out of this thing, and it is still going strong. So I'm not saying it don't happen. It does, but in the off chance that it does happen to you, no worries. They send an extra set with you, just in case. And if you were, for some reason, able to break the ones that come on it, break the extra set, Kizer's going to take care of you any which way. But I don't really see that happening unless you got really unlucky with some springs that just weren't treated properly. What is left to do? Oh, I know what is left to do. We will check the lock, which is all but pointless, but we will check it because that is what we do here. Let's see. There's no up and down play, and there's no side to side play. Hang on. Sorry about that. So there's no up and down play on this thing, and there's no side to side, that's a really good thing. It is often that you'll see there's a little bit of play, and that's just because of how the crossbar interacts with the tang of the knife. But these days, companies are starting to really get that nailed down. Let's check this thing, and we'll see what happens here, but I have no fear about this lock having any issues. We could beat on this thing. You can probably tell it's just solid. You can hear it. You can hear the structure, the sturdiness. Love it. And like I always say, Benchmade may have created the crossbar lock. They did create it, but Kizer has perfected it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kizer, and other companies had their chance to do something like what Kizer has done with their clutch lock. There was plenty of other companies to follow in Benchmade's footsteps to make an adjustable crossbar lock and really refine that crossbar lock. And it wasn't until Kizer came out with their clutch lock, it changed the game. Now everyone and their brother is putting out adjustable crossbar locks. It won't surprise me if someday Benchmade, tucks their tail and eventually makes theirs adjustable as well, or starts doing something completely different. And same for Hogue. Not that they would need to tuck their tail, but it makes sense to make them adjustable. It's easy. It's obviously, at this point, the blueprint's already been laid out. It's going to be easy to do so. So you might as well make it adjustable. It just makes sense. Some people have a hard time opening, these types of knives, so you can make it lighter. Some people enjoy a real heavy opening action, so you can make it heavier. It's just a brilliant move on Kizer's side. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the new Assassin here in Nitro V with the clutch lock? Love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you think of the clutch lock as well. Do you agree with me that that is the best crossbar lock in the game, or am I nuts? Hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate it, everyone. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of those out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.